Hey guys, welcome to the Conversation Starter Show on Football Worldwide, the show where we list, rank and tier all things football and invite you guys, the audience, to get in on the conversation. Now we're going into our fourth part, I think, fourth part of our top 10 players of the year in each position at the end of 2021, start of 2022. Yeah. So we're going to be going to the midfield here. So this is centre defensive mids, can be centre attacking mids, centre mids, even left and right mids sometimes as well. Depends on the formation, it's kind of hard now, but this generalised midfield area, we're going to be doing the top 10 players in the world as it stands right now. Now I'm going to start us off. Number 10 here, one of my favourite players of all time. He is getting a bit on age, but I mean, I felt firsthand his world classness against us in the Champions League is Toni Kroos.
He's really good.
Okay, this guy he's just technique is second to none really as a centre midfielder. He's kind of the perfect, just technique-wise midfielder in the world. He can shoot, he can pass like nobody's business. He's got a great touch on him, great dribbling.
He's class A, he just controls it, man.
Just outstanding, and he's kind of getting forgotten about a bit now because he's getting older, and Real Madrid have done as well in the Champions League. But I mean, they're dominating La Liga still, which is a great league. They've done well in Champions League already, the top of the group, and I think Kroos has to be still top 10 midfielders in the world.
Definitely, mate. Number 9, I'm going to let you take number 9 as well.
Oh, my boy.
Even though he's my favourite player for your team.
Yeah.
But I'll let you take it.
Inter's boy, okay, his golden boy is Varela, okay, Nicola Varela. He's just such a little bulldog, so much heart in him. His heart's bigger than his body, like, it's insane. Yeah. He's just a great player. He can kind of do it all. He does need to work on his shooting a bit, which I think is why he's a bit lower on the list than he could be. But he's just tenacious in nature, tackling. He always running.
For me, does need to control that a little bit as well, as we saw a stupid red card.
He can be a bit angry. Yes, he can be a bit angry, throwing a punch at someone's ankle.
You want that passion, and I don't want to get rid of it, but you want to kind of control it.
It's a young thing. Weird thing is he's a father of 2 kids already or something like that. Yeah, so he's like 25, maybe 24. Yeah. So he's actually kind of mature in some ways, but then needs to mature still. But
my favourite interplayer to watch.
And seeing him play for Italy as well, like, undeniably the Italians have a good generation coming through, and he's at the heart of it. So Nicola Varela is number 9 for us.
Number 9. Number 8, can never pronounce this dude's name, but I'm going to give it a go. Gundogan, whatever you want to call him. Yeah. He plays for City.
Germany as well.
And Germany, the fact that he's German makes sense because he's just got that kind of straight down line, almost to a point of anger, which is not, but it's just like determined, we'll say, business-like, and he's just class. He doesn't always start for City, or sometimes come off the bench as like this super sub type thing, but he's always in that team, in that mix, and really, really does control it. And he's a perfect kind of running mate for De Bruyne, who's more creative. Gundogan will just kind of control it all, and
he can score goals, he can do everything. And so I assume he's like Turkish German, kind of like Ozil and all that as well, because the last name's quite Turkish sounding, I assume. But
even the look of him as well.
So I assume he's got that background, but plays for Germany as well. Started for Germany, so that already says enough. Now number 7, I'm going to go for another German here. Goretzka. Okay, this guy is a solid centre midfielder. Okay, he's midfield partner. I'm going to put higher on the list, but I think he's another unsung hero.
I'd say he's definitely underrated because of both his midfield partner, but also the team he's in. It's just so stacked.
And he plays for Germany, so they're both stacked teams. So he kind of he's just there. But such a good midfielder is Goretzka. Go watch a Bayern Munich game, you'll see what we mean. Number 7.
As in, I love Goretzka because of how unsung he is and how much he does that doesn't get noticed.
That's right.
It was kind of like Kante a few years ago, before he really blew up and the analytics and the stats loved him and became like that kind of pop culture meme almost.
That's right,
He's just so class, but when you're looking at Bayern, you're looking at like the flashy boys, which he's not really.
No,
you know, so you really, really, really rate him. Number 6, a team I hate, a player I kind of hate, but there's no doubt his class and how much he's changed United. It's Bruno Fernandes. I'd say the point where he joined United was the point where United went from a complete laughing stock of a team to like a top 4 contender.
For sure.
Despite me loving and laughing along with the others when they were doing poorly, he really did change that team a few years ago when he joined.
And he's fun to watch. You can't deny he's a good player. And weirdly enough, since Ronaldo's got there, he's kind of dropped a bit.
And you think because they both played Portugal together and stuff that they could go better, but they just haven't, and I don't know why. But that whole team really has dropped a bit. It doesn't really make sense.
But I think Fernandes' ceiling is very high. Like, he could be the best midfielder in the world. He's obviously like an attacking midfielder, but I'd still count him as a midfielder. But again, I just think he's got a bit of growing to do still, and just to be a bit more consistent. But number 6 in the world. But number 5. One of my Italian boys I'm going for here is Verratti. Okay, this guy, talk about unsung heroes.
Yeah, definitely. From the Euros.
He's the Kante of PSG, and he's the Kante of the Italian team. And obviously he was injured for a bit there. I don't think he played much in the Euros, if at all. From memory, I'm having a mind blank now, but he was definitely injured for part of it.
Yeah.
But for PSG, he's kind of the same thing. He's not flashy, but he's just this little bulldog of an Italian player. Gives his all the time. He's such a good tackler. Like he's just one of those guys.
So the way
everybody.
he and Marquinhos work together as well to like really shore that centre back to centre mid. Yeah, it works so well.
It really does. Yeah, and he's just a little gun for Italy in their unbeaten streak. He's one of the best players. So Verratti's number 5. Take number 4.
Number 4, man, Jorginho.
Yeah, another Italian.
Jorginho. So 3 Italians on this list, mate.
Yeah.
They're just, and it shows because they've been so good. But really, like Chelsea's a legit top 4 contender in the Premier League, and I mean won the Champions League last year, kind of from nowhere, I guess, but still won it, and a big part because of these lads. So Jorginho, what a year, man! Champions League, Euros, killed it.
That's why he got right up there, the Ballon d'Or
voting. I think it's like top 3, top 4 or something.
Yeah, he's a good player.
But that's what I mean. Really, kind of controls that era so well with. Chelsea's defence and midfield has changed in the last year or so, and it's really noticeable, and it's the reason they're really spurring and really pushing towards it, and he's the heart of it. So really, really, really class.
And he's got an air of, I was going to say, he's got an air of class. He's one of those guys who's got great skills, great touch on him. He does his penalties are so classy most of the time. And he just, he honestly just got an air of class. But going to go number 3 here. Probably my favourite German player, or just about my favourite German players at the moment is
possibly my favourite Munich player. And I know like Lewandowski is legit, but
pretty close,
this guy is is either Thomas Müller or this dude for me as my favourite.
He'd be pretty close to mine, but it's Kimmich. Okay, like this guy is just such a solid defensive midfielder.
What a freaking workhorse,
yeah, and you look at his stats, they're off the charts as well. And again, he just probably doesn't get as much recognition because in the world we live in, it just seems to be the way. If you play for a big EPL team, you get more in the English-speaking world. Because he's in Germany, you don't hear about him as much in the English-speaking world. But, like, man, if you go watch him, he's almost always their best player, one of the best players.
I'd say, especially Bayern doesn't get talked about as much. I think how dominant they are works against them.
And it's almost like they just assume
it's like it's almost not fun to talk about them because they're so good in the national stage. It's like not only in the Bundesliga, which they're dominant, but even in the Champions League because they're always winning.
It's just kind of assumed they're going to
go win. They're going to come close. They're a really good team. Whatever.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Kimmich, man, is just. He's industrial. He is so strong. He is determined. He's a bulldog. He's a killer.
Great player. Great touch. And I watched him play the other day. He was playing right back for them. They had a few plays missing.
He's played all around, man.
And so he's able to go to right back and play just as well as he was playing centre midfield. Like, it's insane. So Kimmich's got to be that.
I think he's played centre back as well. Like,
I'm thinking he
could have made our centre back list.
He could play anywhere he wants. But then we've got Kante's number 2. I mean, it's undeniable this guy's been in the top 3 for the last 5 years at least in centre midfielders, and he's kind of the perfect example of what you want in a modern centre defensive midfielder.
Yeah, I'd say he's defined that role.
Yeah, like in the modern era.
Yeah,
modern say 10 years.
If you watch football for a long time, Busquets ran that role for a long time, but in a blown up modern sense, it's been Kante, and everyone in like a social media sense, I'd say, because. Since social media blew up, and he kind of blew up with it, they've been like, all right, everyone needs that CDM.
They need that.
Everyone needs Kante.
That's exactly right.
From Leicester days, where he really kind of made that Leicester run and that Leicester team win the title, to going to Chelsea and just been so good.
It's been natural for
him. And then that kind of unsung boy in the French team as well.
Yeah, he's so humble. Like you see he just the way he lives
driving the beat up car and everything else.
Drives the beat up car, and he just even in the games, he doesn't. He's not arrogant. He's not anything. He's just a great role model.
Especially in that French team. We're
full of arrogance.
Full of arrogance. Yeah. You know, you've got Mbappe, you've got Pogba, you've got just arrogance all over the park in that team. He's just this, I'm going to do my job, I'm going to run my ass off, his heat map is the whole pitch nearly.
Doesn't need any singing for his heroics.
He's definitely controlled it and would have been number 1 if it wasn't for this next boy who, undeniably, if you watch football, for the last, I'm going to say, 4 years, has been probably the number 1.
Yeah, it's Kevin De Bruyne.
Kevin De Bruyne for Man City.
The Belgian Man City player. Like, he's just so classy. He's such a good...
he's brilliant.
Such a good goal scorer, such a good passer, such a good dribbler, good tackler, he's strong, he's tall, can do everything. He literally is the perfect centre midfielder to me.
Sees the game in slow motion. I'm guaranteed. Like, because the way... some of the passes he puts through... That before they even develop, he's like, all right, this guy's going to run here, I'm going to put it here on a flipping button, and then can also take a free kick and slot a goal and hit one top bins. He's literally got it all. He's the reason, or a big reason why City does so well as well. I understand national stage he hasn't done as much as probably he should. The Belgian team in general has been a bit
flopped a little bit for how good they are, but
Kevin De Bruyne, I find it hard to argue, or any of you guys even to argue that he's not number one. For me, the top three
interchangeable,
but it's also
almost,
pretty locked. I'd say Jorginho's really good, but I don't think he's on the class of these other three.
I think he's just had a great year because of his trophies he's won. But I think I was going to say back to De Bruyne. It's kind of like when I think of the perfect centre midfielder, I'm thinking in the vein of someone like Toni Kroos, Kevin De Bruyne, Steven Gerrard, Frank Lampard. They kind of just can do everything. They kind of they can score goals, they can pass it, they can take free kicks, they can tackle. They're just the perfect. They're strong, big.
The craziest thing though is he's like them 2.0. As much as I love all those, he's more creative. he's so good.
He's absolutely brilliant. So that's our top 10 midfielders, not just centre midfielders. So centre defensive, could be attacking, whatever. It's top 10 midfielders in the world right now, end of 2021, start of 2022. Let us know who you think we got wrong or who you think we missed out on. There's quite a few players we could have talked about, but that's who we've chucked in there. Check out our old video, the last videos we did, not old videos, last videos we did for fullbacks, centre backs, goalkeepers. And next time we get on here, we're going to be checking out the strikers and wingers as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Two more to go. We've got strikers and then we've got kind of attacking wingers as well. So two more great ones to come. Make sure you check them out. Make sure you check the other ones out. Make sure you check all the other content on Football Worldwide. We've got so much stuff.
That's it.
But yeah, thanks for joining us, guys.
See you guys next time.
Cheers.